All right, so example 2 talks about common factors. These ones are kind of sweet if you get used to looking for big numbers. So this one gives us 2x squared plus 18 equals 12x. And we're supposed to be solving again, which means we have to make the whole thing equal to 0 so that we can figure out what x might be. If you don't make it equal to 0, well, good luck. So the first thing I want to do is take the 12x and move it over to this side. It's a positive 12x on that side, so I'm going to make it a negative 12x when I bring it across. I'll be left with 2x squared plus 18 minus 12x, and that's kind of mucked up, right? Because that's not the order that we usually see it in. So what we can do instead is just change the order when we bring it over, and we put it right here instead of at the end. So it's going to be minus 12x. There I have my descending order of x squared to x, and then the number that's by itself. I left nothing on the other side, so I literally put 0 there to mark that. Now, I look at these numbers, 2, 12, 18, they're big numbers. I can take a 2 out of all of them, so I'm going to do that. 2, which leaves me with x squared minus 6x plus 9. Notice that I took a 2 out of each one of them. That's that 2 right there. So now I look at these, and I can just factor them by themselves. I've taken the number off of the x squared, which means I just leave this 2 out here, set up my brackets, and put my x's in here. I've got negatives here and positives here, which means I've got 2 negatives that are creating this positive. What multiplies to 9 and adds to negative 6? How about 3 and 3? Negative 3 and negative 3. So I put my x minus 3 in here and my x minus 3 in here. Oh look, the brackets are the same, so x can only be one number. So x is going to equal 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Good to go. So that one's done. We look at this one. This one's even, well, yeah, this one's even easier. It's not a trinomial. Even when I take this one over here, it's not going to look like a regular trinomial. So this one becomes just a little bit simpler. We don't actually have to factor it in the unfoiling sense of the term. What we're going to do is bring the 4x over. It's a positive, so we make it a negative 4x, which means that our new equation is 2x squared minus 4x equals 0, because I left nothing behind. And I cannot FOIL this because there is no number by itself. What I can do is ask myself, what are the common factors between 2x squared and negative 4x? I can take a 2 out of each one, so I do that. I can take an x out of each one, so I do that. All that's left here, 2x times x equals 2x squared. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. X divided by x is just 1, so it's gone. There, factored. Super easy. Now, I just look at this and go, okay, normally speaking, what minus 2 equals 0? Well, that would mean that x is 2 for that set. What would it be here to make the whole thing 0? Well, what times anything equals 0? 0. So if you see an x that's just out here, no one cares about the 2, it's just going to go away when we multiply it by 0. If you see just an x outside the brackets like that, x equals 0. 0 put here would totally destroy everything and just make everything 0. So x is also equal to 0. Now we've solved for this one, and we've solved for this one, and all we really had to do differently was look at the numbers and realize they were bigger to start with than they needed to be and could be reduced.